and welcome to Veggie Patch Ideas. Today we have a fantastic one, and it's one that allotments have throughout the land. It's all about the Dahlia, or Dahlia if you're in the US, and if you're very posh, Dahlia. And I've had a masterclass from a guy just on this plot itself. He's been growing these for 30 years. He says he still hasn't perfected it, but I'll tell you what he says and I'll run with it, because if you've been growing something for 30 years, you pretty much know what you're doing. So I start off in tubers like this, and basically this is how you buy them, in a clump, and you'll get eyes appear like the spuds just on the very tops, and this is where they'll spring into life and come through the soil. So instead of putting this into the ground straight away, because it's very wet, very wet, and very cold at the moment. I know we're coming into April, but ridiculous. So we want to pot it on into a pot that's just about the same size of it, and we'll keep it centered, and we won't water it too much. We'll water it, but then kind of let it dry down, keep it moist but not overwater. The Dahlias, they hate to be they hate to be sitting in water, so very important, that part. And the Dahlia, it's a national flower of Mexico, so, and there are many different varieties. There are, let me get this right, 40 different species and 57 different cultivars, 57,000 different cultivars in fact. So with that said, to be very gentle and fill our pot, keeping the stem part in the centre. Now we don't want to cover it over completely. We want the stem and some of the rhizome, some of the bulb part, just proud of the surface, and that'll do fine, and that'll just water in. And if you can see, that's what we want. When this is ready, it'll start to shoot and it'll become a flower, and we'll get it to a decent size, and then by that time the weather would have warmed up, hopefully the ground would have dried out, and then we'll plant this into the bed. So we'll take it out the pot, put some, in my case, some mushroom compost around the side, so give it good nutrition, because they are hungry plants. We'll pop it in, and then it should fly away and thrive. So cross everything. So that's how we do the Dahlia tubers. Now Dahlia tubers are quite expensive and money is tight for everyone. So if you still want to grow Dahlias for cut flowers or anything, try these. Try the Dahlia seeds, and this is just a dwarf mix, so we get tiny plants with beautiful flowers. And if you haven't tried them before, the flowers are amazing. And did you know the tubers are edible, and they were actually classed, when they first come out, they were classed as a vegetable, believe it or not. And then no one really ate them, and they enjoyed the flowers. So that's where they came from, just out of interest. So we'll fill our seed tray up, and there is a reason I'm using this little seed tray, and I'll tell you in a minute once I've filled it up. Right. This has done really well for me, and it's a new tray on me this year, but I'm loving it so far. So we've got our base, we've got our top, and we want these seeds to be warm and moist. And when I say warm, these germinate at around 18 degrees. So this is one that's definitely either going to have to go home with you in your living room, kitchen, sunny windowsill, or a heat tray, just to get them germinated, just to get the seeds out of the ground, and then we can then move them into a more sunnier place in the polytunnel, or if you can, a more stable temperature. So if you've got a conservatory or a sunny windowsill, probably the best, to be fair. Dahlia seedlings are very, very susceptible to cold, so we want to give them the best start in life. And again, it's a case of I'll do 1 seed per cell. These are big seeds as well. There we go. And we'll cover that over. And I'm going to do a few of these. And what I'll do, I'll pop a label in. Dwarf. And then water her in, and after I've watered, I'll put a lid on, and this will keep the moisture inside so it won't dry out as fast, and then heat it up. I'll heat it from the bottom until they come out, so it'll keep it nice and moist, nice and heated. And I'll do quite a few of these, and as they get bigger I will pop them on, and I'll try and keep the temperature as stable as humanly possible, and hopefully we'll get to see a load of beautiful dahlias this year.